Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into some really transformative ideas.
We are, from Dr. Maxwell Maltz, the plastic surgeon.
Exactly. His book, Psycho-Cybernetics. It's, well, groundbreaking stuff.
It really is.
Our mission here is to kind of pull out the most potent insights for you. Give you a shortcut, really.
A shortcut to understanding how your inner world, shapes everything outside.
And how to harness that for a better life.
What's so remarkable about Maltz is, his starting point, a surgeon.
Right. Focused on physical changes.
And from there, he just stumbled onto this huge psychological insight. It completely changed his perspective.
Yeah, it really shifted his whole career, didn't it?
Totally.
It's quite counterintuitive. You'd think plastic surgery is purely surface level.
Just changing appearances.
But Maltz found his scalpel often went deeper, right into the psyche.
Yeah, cutting into how people saw themselves.
So what's the bottom line for you listening? How can you quickly grab these powerful ideas?
Let's start where he did, with his remarkable discovery.
Okay. He talked about this in an earlier book, New Faces, New Futures.
Right. He documented these amazing personality shifts after facial surgery.
He was obviously thrilled by those successes.
Of course, who wouldn't be?
But, like a lot of great minds, maybe he learned even more from the failures.
That's often how it works, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
He hit a wall with some patients.
Yeah, he noticed a really puzzling thing. Some people showed zero personality change.
Zero. Even after the surgery was, technically perfect, visibly successful.
They had a normal face, but they still felt, well, they acted like they still had the old ugly face.
Which really makes you wonder, right? What was actually controlling their sense of self, if not the physical face?
That's the big question he landed on. He realized fixing the physical image wasn't always the whole story.
It wasn't enough.
It was the mental image, what he started calling the self-image. That was the thing that needed work.
And he saw that if you could somehow reconstruct that image, the face of personality.
The person changed, even without surgery sometimes.
That's incredible when you think about it. Mind over matter, almost.
He actually called this self-image concept the most important psychological discovery of the century.
Quite a claim. But he saw it as this mental blueprint, a picture you carry around.
And here's the kicker. All your actions, feelings, behavior, even what you think you're capable of.
It's always consistent with that self-image. Always.
You literally can't act differently, no matter how hard you try with willpower.
It's like an internal governor setting the limits.
He uses examples like the kid who thinks he's just dumb in math.
Or the salesperson who believes they just can't earn past a certain point.
Their results always seem to prove it. The report card, the sales figures.
They reinforce the image.
But here's the hope. The second big discovery Maltz made
Is that this self-image, it can be changed. It's not set in stone.
That's huge. So it's not a life sentence.
Not at all. And he explained how using ideas from cybernetics.
Okay, cybernetics, that started with machines, right? Control systems.
Exactly. But Maltz saw it applied beautifully to humans. Not that we are machines.
Well, but that we have a machine, the brain and nervous system.
Right. We use this incredibly sophisticated machine.
So how does this internal machine operate then?
Well, he described our brain and nervous system as a complex, goal-striving mechanism.
Like a built-in guidance system. Automatic.
Precisely. An automatic guidance system.
Yeah.
And it can work for you or against you.
A success mechanism or a failure mechanism?
Depends entirely on you, the operator, and the goals you feed it.
So it needs a clear target. Like a heat-seeking missile or a GPS.
Yeah, or even just a simple thermostat. It needs a set point, a goal. Without one, it can't function properly.
And it works impersonally, just follows instructions.
Automatically and impersonally. Give it success goals. It works towards success.
Give it negative goals, or maybe no clear goals.
It functions just as faithfully as a failure mechanism, towards negative outcomes or just drifting.
Wow. It's a fundamental principle, he says. Every living thing has this drive, this guidance system.
To achieve its goal. Live. But for humans, living is more than just breathing.
It's emotional satisfaction, spiritual well-being, too.
All part of the goal.
Okay, so let's get practical. If we want to change the self-image, how do we actually do it?
Maltz said, experiencing is the secret.
Experiencing? Like real-life experience?
Well, yes, but also what he called synthetic experience, which is basically vivid imagination.
Ah, okay. Using your mind's eye.
Exactly. He argued that your nervous system literally cannot tell the difference.
Between a real experience and one you just imagine very, very vividly.
Correct. If it feels real in your imagination, your nervous system reacts as if it is real.
That's a powerful idea.
It really is. And it leads to this practical tip he gave, the 21-day rule.
Okay, 21 days? What's the significance?
He suggested practicing any new self-image techniques for at least 21 days straight.
Why 3 weeks?
He just observed things. Like, after plastic surgery, it took about 21 days for patients to really feel like their new face was theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Or the phantom limb feeling after an amputation. It often started to fade around the 21-day mark.
Interesting. So during those 21 days,
just do the exercises. Don't judge. Don't argue with yourself about whether it's working.
Even if it feels weird or unnatural?
Especially then. Just stick with it. Suspend judgment.
This sounds linked to what he called dehypnotizing yourself.
Absolutely. Dehypnotizing from false beliefs.
Those limiting ideas we pick up. I can't do that. I'm not good enough. I'm bad at math.
Yeah. He argued those function just like hypnotic suggestions we've accepted as true.
He told that story about Alfred Adler, didn't he? The psychologist.
Right. Adler thought he was terrible at math because a teacher told him so. Believed it completely.
Until he realized it was just a belief, not a fact. And then he improved dramatically.
Exactly. He broke the hypnosis.
And Maltz connects this to actual hypnosis research. Dr. Barber found
that the power of hypnosis wasn't some magic spell. It was the subject being totally convinced the hypnotist's words were true.
So if you accept an idea, really believe it's true, from anywhere, yourself, parents, teachers,
it gains that same hypnotic power over you.
That makes sense. And it relates to feelings of inferiority, too.
Definitely. Maltz said inferiority often comes not from the actual facts of a situation,
but from our conclusions about the facts, our evaluations.
Right. We judge ourselves based on some arbitrary standard.
And the cure, he said, for both inferiority and superiority complexes
was realizing the whole comparison game is flawed.
Yeah.
The coin itself is spurious, as he put it.
Meaning
you're unique. You can't be truly inferior or superior, just you.
Okay, that's a freeing thought. So let's talk active strategies. How do we use this?
Maltz gave several tools. First up, relaxation.
Relaxation as a tool for change, not willpower.
Right. He found new beliefs and habits form best when you're relaxed, effortlessly.
Trying to force it with willpower often backfires.
Exactly. He cited Emile Coué's law of reversed effort.
Which is?
When the will and the imagination are in conflict, the imagination invariably wins the day.
So if you will yourself to stop worrying, but imagine disaster, disaster wins.
Pretty much. So relaxation is key. He suggests exercises like mentally deflating, letting go of tension.
Or vividly recalling a peaceful memory, focusing on the senses.
Yeah. Calm the body, calm the mind, create the right state for change.
Okay, what else?
Second, understanding the difference between strategic thinking and letting go.
Meaning?
Our conscious mind, the forebrain, is great for planning, analyzing info, setting goals, making decisions.
But it's not designed to solve everything through brute force thinking.
No. Maltz quotes William James on this. Once you've made a decision and it's time to act.
James said to dismiss absolutely all responsibility and care about the outcome. Just execute.
Let the automatic mechanism take over. Creative ideas often pop up when you stop consciously striving.
Like Edison napping or Darwin's sudden insights.
Exactly. You set the goal, then let go. Trust the process.
And the third strategy?
Cultivating happiness. Seeing happiness as a habit.
Not something you earn, but something you do.
Precisely. A state of mind in which our thinking is pleasant a good share of the time. That's his definition.
It reminds me of that Stoic idea, Epictetus.
Men are disturbed, not by the things that happen, but by their opinion of the things that happen.
Yes. So we choose how we react. We don't have to add resentment or self-pity to bad situations.
Right. Maltz advises forming the habit of reacting, well, aggressively positive towards challenges. Stay focused on the goal.
Okay, so that's building the success mechanism. What about its opposite, the failure mechanism?
Maltz identifies 7 key symptoms. He used the letters of failure as a mnemonic.
Clever. Okay, what are they?
First, F is for frustration.
Where does that come from?
Often unrealistic goals. We're trying to solve problems just by complaining, like he said, like a baby crying, not taking action.
And frustration leads to?
A for aggressiveness, but often misdirected.
How so?
Instead of channeling that energy into solving the problem, it turns inward, maybe ulcers or outward, snapping at people.
The solution is to aim that energy at the goal instead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then comes I for insecurity.
Feeling inadequate.
Yeah. Usually based on comparing yourself to some impossible ideal self, trying to be perfect.
His advice was to stay grounded, right? Be yourself.
Right. Then L is for loneliness.
Not just being alone, but...
More like cutting off emotional ties is self-protection, afraid of getting hurt, being judged.
Okay, what's next? U.
U for uncertainty, indecisiveness.
Driven by fear of making a mistake.
Fear of being wrong, losing face, yeah. Maltz reminds us, hey, nobody's right all the time. Mistakes are how we learn.
Makes sense.
Then R.
R is resentment, holding on to grudges.
Why do people do that?
Maltz saw it as a way to make failure feel better. Blame someone else, blame unfairness.
But it just poisons you, right? Emotionally replaying the past.
Drains your energy.
Yeah.
And finally, E is for emptiness.
Feeling hollow, like something's missing.
Yeah. A sign you're not living creatively, maybe you lack clear goals. Or interestingly, sometimes it happens even when you are successful.
But your self-image says you're unworthy, so you can't accept the success. Exactly, you can't let it in.
Wow, that's a really useful checklist. Failure.
And the key insight is, these aren't character flaws you're stuck with.
They're just negative feedback signals, like warning lights.
Precisely. Signs you're off course.
Yeah.
You recognize them. You correct your path back towards success.
So they're guides, not condemnations.
That's the idea, which leads to dealing with past hurts, the inner scars.
Ah, yes, the emotional scar tissue analogy.
You observe many people carry these. They protect you, maybe, from future pain.
But they also wall you off from others, from your real self.
Yeah, they make you rigid, less adaptable.
So how do we immunize ourselves, make ourselves less vulnerable to new hurts?
He gave 3 rules for that. First, be too big to feel threatened.
Meaning?
If you have a solid sense of self-worth, you're just less likely to get thrown by minor slights or feel excessively jealous.
You're more emotionally stable. Okay. Second.
A self-reliant, responsible attitude makes you less vulnerable.
Taking ownership of your own feelings.
Yes. Not needing constant validation from others. You generate your own emotional well-being.
Makes you less dependent, less easily hurt by others' actions.
Right. And third, relax away emotional hurts.
How does that work?
It's that mind-body connection again. He insisted it's physiologically impossible to feel strong negative emotions like anger or fear when your muscles are totally relaxed.
So the feeling comes from our response, our tension, not just the event?
Largely, yes. We tense up, we react, then we feel the upset. Relaxation short-circuits that.
Okay, so that's prevention. What about healing old scars?
For that, Maltz prescribed surgery, therapeutic forgiveness.
Sounds intense. What does it mean in practice?
It's not just saying, I forgive you. It's actively deciding to cut out the memory of the wrong. Eradicate it. Cancel it.
As if it never happened.
As close as possible. And then this is crucial, forgetting that you forgave.
Why forget the forgiveness?
So you don't hold on to it as a way to feel superior or remind the other person. It's about complete release, letting go entirely.
That's a high bar, but powerful. What about forgiving ourselves for our own mistakes?
Super important. He stressed differentiating yourself from your behavior.
I made a mistake. The mistake doesn't make me.
Exactly. You're not worthless because you messed up. A typewriter isn't worthless if it makes a typo.
That perspective is vital for self-acceptance, isn't it?
Absolutely. You need that to move on and learn.
Which brings us to unlocking our personality, getting unstuck.
Yes. Maltz had a really interesting take here. He said personality isn't something you get.
It's something you release from inside.
Right. Your true personality is the full expression of your unique, creative self. Poor personality, he said, is just an inhibited personality.
Inhibited. How does that work in his cybernetic terms?
Inhibition is caused by too much negative feedback, constant self-criticism.
So instead of just adjusting course slightly, it slams on the brakes.
Exactly. Stops all forward momentum. He used stuttering as an example.
How?
Stuttering often gets worse with self-consciousness and criticism. But it can improve if you eliminate that self-monitoring, like by talking over loud noise.
Or shadow talking, following along with someone else.
Right. Too much carefulness, too much self-correction leads to anxiety and freezes you up.
So the cure for inhibition is being less careful.
Paradoxically, yes.
Yeah.
Practice being less concerned, less conscientious sometimes.
Like act without thinking. Speak before you perfectly phrase it.
Try it as an exercise, yeah. Break the habit of overanalyzing. He told that story about James Mangan.
The salesman who cured his stage fright.
Yeah, by just imagining he was going to eat with his ma and pa. Simple, relaxed, unconcerned.
Carrying that feeling into stressful situations.
You have to be, as Maltz put it, more self-conscious about being less self-conscious.
Huh. Okay, I like that. It connects to managing emotions, too, finding inner peace.
Definitely. Back to the idea that we cause our disturbed feelings by how we react.
not just the external events themselves.
Right. So Maltz advocated non-response as a tranquilizer.
The ringing telephone analogy.
The telephone is ringing, but I do not have to answer it. Just let it ring.
Choose not to engage with every disturbing thought or stimulus.
Exactly. You have that choice. Don't pick up the call from anxiety or anger.
He also suggested building a mental sanctuary.
A quiet room in your mind. A place you can go mentally for a few moments.
To relax, clear your head, park your worries.
Yeah, like a mental reset button. A clearance mechanism for emotional baggage.
So you can face the next thing fresh.
And since the nervous system responds to vivid imagination, this mental practice actually works physiologically.
Okay, what about actual crises, when things really hit the fan?
Maltz saw crisis as a fork in the road, a chance to get better or get worse.
An opportunity, not just a disaster.
Right. And the key to handling them well is preparation. Practice without pressure.
Like athletes visualizing, or speakers rehearsing.
Exactly. Shadowboxing, like Jim Corbett imagining his opponent. Harry Lauder practicing his routines alone. Billy Graham preaching to trees.
Pistol shooters, dry shooting with an empty gun.
All building successful patterns, muscle memory, confidence without the performance anxiety.
So when the real crisis hits,
You interpret that adrenaline surge, that excitement, not as fear, but as power. Available energy.
channel it.
Yeah.
And he also mentioned Bertrand Russell's advice.
Ask yourself, what is the absolute worst that can possibly happen?
And when you look at it rationally,
Often, it's not as world-ending as your fearful imagination painted it. Most crises are about moving forward or staying put, not life or death.
that puts things in perspective. It all seems to lead towards cultivating what he called that winning feeling.
Yes, this is crucial. It's about making your desired goal feel real now
Picturing it so vividly your nervous system thinks it's already happening.
and evoking those positive feelings of success in advance.
He shared stories about athletes who felt they'd won before the competition.
Yeah, golfers like Kerry Middlecoff, the pitcher Don Larson before his perfect game. They had that inner certainty, that winning feeling.
How do you build that?
You create an atmosphere of success. Start small. Set achievable goals. Experience success. Build on it.
Creating those positive engrams, those success pathways in the brain.
Exactly, like grooves. And once they're there, you can mentally replay them to boost confidence.
He really believed you could dub in new mental recordings over old failure patterns.
Absolutely. Consciously overwrite the negative with the positive.
Finally, how does all this connect to longevity, to more life in your years?
Maltz felt the success mechanism itself acts like a kind of youth serum.
Because mindset affects the body so much, like placebos work.
Profoundly. Positive attitudes, goals driving, staying active, embracing new things.
Yeah.
He saw these as directly combating the aging process.
Keeping the mind and body engaged and purposeful.
His advice was stark. Retire from a job, but never retire from life. Keep striving, keep learning.
It seems like he saw science, psychology, even faith as all tapping into the same life force.
Yeah, he encouraged embracing help and insights from all channels, science, religion, psychology, accept joy, accept support.
Don't let feelings of unworthiness block you from life's good things.
Engage fully.
So, wrapping this all up, what's the core message of Psycho-Cybernetics?
I think it's more than just self-help. It's really about self-realization.
Understanding that you're fundamentally engineered for success, as he put it.
Yeah, by your creator
Yeah.
with this huge potential already inside you, often just waiting to be unlocked.
And improving your self-image isn't about magically getting new talent.
No, it's about releasing and using the abilities you already have, taking off the brakes.
It's a powerful reminder that so many limitations, those feelings of failure or inadequacy.
Are often just these self-imposed hypnotic beliefs we've accepted.
So maybe a final thought to leave people with from Maltz.
How about this one? You are not ruined nor worthless because you made a mistake or got off course, any more than a typewriter is worthless which makes an error, or a violin which sounds a sour note.
Don't hate yourself for not being perfect.
You have a lots of company. No one else is. It's about changing that internal record.
And trusting that built-in success mechanism to guide you. Great stuff.